is everyone today? I am so excited that you all are here with us. You all are really in for a treat. I have Dr. Linda Duong with us, and she is absolutely incredible. She has so much information that she's going to pour into us. What I love most about her is not only has she been all over the world and she has so much to share as far as mindset and really just getting in there. She's also like a coach for coaches, which is so powerful. And I'm really excited for you all to hear her story and why she's here in her heart and what she wants to do and really just make this into like such a global event of everything that she's been doing. It's just mind blowing in her books and just all the things. Thank you so much for being here with us, Dr. Linda. I am telling you, this is such a gift for you just to even be here with us. So tell us,
Thank you so
how did you
much.
get started in all of this? Just going out there and just sharing all that you're doing.
Yeah, it's been such an incredible and humbling journey. So if I was to be cut off right now, the one sentence I would describe it is follow your heart, follow your dreams. And that turns out to be my path, and it turns out to be my keynote speech now. So basically, that's exactly what it was. I just follow my heart, follow my dreams, and I just keep going and keep going, one dream after another. And eventually now I have achieved every single dream I have so far.
I love that. So tell me,
Yeah.
how did you get started in this journey? Did you grow up in this type of environment? Because you really, you have such a heart for others.
I have been so blessed. But when I say blessed, but there's always a but in life, isn't it? I grew up in a very minimal environment, but I was so blessed to have amazing parents that I didn't even know they were so amazing. I wish my mom's still here. My mom, unfortunately, don't get to see any of these. She passed away a long time ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But the book is in honor of her. The book is all about how incredible she's been, that passed it to me. And initially, I just want to pass to my children.
Yeah.
But after I will answer your question in a minute. Sorry. I tend to go with the flow very easily.
Yes.
And
Yes,
that's
I
how
love
I
it.
add value. That's how I add value. So initially, I just wrote a book for my own kids, for my two young children at the time. But after the first draft, I heard of the news of two kids who took their own life due to cyberbullying.
Mm,
And I was so saddened that I could not stop crying.
wow.
And I felt compelled to share the book.
Yeah.
So that's the bolster, so-called, the inspiration for the authorship journey.
Mm,
However, to answer your question, have I been like that my whole life? Yes.
okay.
I shared in the book that at the age of 5, I was already on my knees next to my mother every single night praying for world peace.
Mm,
Every single night at exactly 7 p.m.
wow.
we were praying for world peace. And so Three Hearts actually was imprinted in my DNA, so called, in my very early childhood.
Wow.
So Three Hearts stands for love and connection for yourself, love and connection for each other, and love and connection for the universe.
Oh, I
But the
love that.
first heart is always for yourself. Because when we look after ourselves first, we can then look after other people more.
Yes. That is
Yes.
amazing. I love that. So, how did you turn it into, a love and a passion and really just staying focused and doing your prayers in the morning and all of that to actually going into the world and doing all that you do now? How did it evolve to that level?
Yeah. It, it's just amazing question. Thank you for that. I don't think anybody has get right into the core like you do. You're an amazing interviewer. This is one power-packed interview. I think if you were to say to me that, oh, Linda, let's gonna do this, it won't happen. It
Right,
would
right.
not have happened. It wasn't like the modern day thinking that let's set our goals, we're going to launch this and we're going to impact the world. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
Because if I come from that way, I would have hit with so much imposter syndromes, right?
Yes,
We all
yes,
know that,
yes,
right? You
yes,
will get so much self-question, right? Self-challenge.
right.
Are you sure you want to do this? How are you going to do this? Are you going to good enough? No,
Yeah.
all of those. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
It was very intuitively, like I said, I grew up with it.
Yeah.
It was just, like I said, it was in my DNA. It's just
Mm,
the way I live my life,
yeah.
right? And it was just, it's like I'm trying to dig back to
Yeah.
explain because it's been such a long journey. Um, it would be pretty much like because it's your value. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You hold that value so strong. That's
Right.
why when I hear the news, it would hit me, right?
Right. Okay.
If I
Okay.
didn't have that value,
Right.
doesn't matter what I hear, it wouldn't hit me, right?
Right.
But because I have built that in my DNA, so called, right? It's in my heart, it's in my soul,
Yeah.
it's the way I live my life. Three
Yeah.
Hearts is the way of life.
Right.
Once you know about Three Hearts, you will love it. And I would
Yes.
hope that everybody embraces as their way of life because that's how it served me. And now I'm serving the world.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
love and connection for yourself, love and connection for each other, and love and connection for the universe.
I love
If
that.
you embrace that, especially the world leaders around the world, if they embrace that, we cannot have wars or anything like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's no way you can have wars if you embrace Three Hearts, right?
Yes.
So to
Yes.
answer your question, it was in me. It was me, my
Right. Right.
whole me.
Right. It
So
just,
every
yeah.
day, that's, yeah. And so therefore, because you have such a strong foundation and value that you uphold, every day you do, it's guided by that principle,
Yeah. No,
right?
that's so good.
Every day you live your life, it's guided by that principle. Do I
Mhm.
have conflicts? Yes, I'm still human. Have I had people that hurt me? Yes, of course. But because that principle is so ingrained in you, you bypass it. I
Yes.
get upset, I get mad, I get hurt, I
Mhm.
cry, I still get like angry and sad at times, like anybody human being. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about being authentic,
Yes.
right? I talk
Yes.
about authentic in my book, right? Connection isn't just one way, it's two ways, right?
Right.
And so because you embrace that so whole,
Mm-hmm.
in you, that
Yeah.
every day you live your life that way. And so then one thing led to another, one thing led to another. I was a coach to people all my life and I did not know.
Yeah.
So I had a few lives before this life. I was a wedding dress designer.
Oh,
I had my
wow.
bridal boutique in Sydney. I can share some images with you
Ah,
if you like.
I love that.
And
So creative.
I was a travel consultant. I traveled the world. I've been to Alaska 25 years ago.
Whoa.
Right. But every career that I was on, I was always helping people
Yeah.
to also achieve their goals.
Totally.
When I was a travel consultant, I would come back and tell about my trip,
Yeah.
and my friends go, "Oh my God, it's amazing. How do you do it? I want to get into the travel industry as well." I help them, right?
Yeah.
I help them get into the industry. They become a consultant. They got to travel the world.
I
I
love
didn't think anything of it, right? Because my value is I want to help people. I'm here to serve.
it.
So I don't think
Mm.
much of it. It's not like you got to pay me before I help you, right? So
Yeah.
then when I opened my bridal boutique, I had one mission. Every single bride who walked through my boutique will get the gown they want.
Oh, I love
And
it.
I would have brides who come in with the belly this big, Linda,
Yeah.
my baby's due in 2 weeks. Can you hide my tummy for me?
Yes.
And I share all of this in my book. It's incredible. I've got photos as well. And I want Swarovski crystal. I want full on pearls. I want like a princess. But I've looked all over Sydney. They all charge me $2,000, $3,000, but I
Mm-hmm.
only have $600.
Okay. Yes.
What did Linda do? Linda got
Oh,
her wish. On her wedding day, she got exactly the gown she wanted.
yeah.
I hide her belly.
Yeah.
Her baby was due on the wedding night.
Oh my
The
goodness.
photo, she does not look like a 7 months pregnant.
Ah, I
She
love it.
just
I have
looked
chills.
healthy and glowing and big, right?
Mhm.
Luckily, because she's tall, she
Yeah.
was really tall. Her baby was born that night. 2 years later, I made her baby's flower girl dress. I've got photos. I have incredible, heartwarming stories my whole life.
Beautiful.
So, and and because it's a personally designed gown,
Yeah.
I don't see them just once. They come the first time, I sketch the design, do the quote. They come the second time, we do a trial garment with the color code fabric.
Nice.
They come the third time, if they're lucky, they
Yeah.
come at least 3 times. The third time, they pick up the final gown. But as you know, some brides try to shape up. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have to see them 4 or 5 times. So it's really, really personally designed to make them look beautiful the way they want it, the
Yes.
way they want it, not the supermodel look. Okay, the
Right,
way
right.
they want their day to be. So I would see them at least 3 to 5 times.
Okay.
And always the last meeting, Linda, I also want to get into business, but I don't know how to do it. How do you do it?
Oh,
It would be in a matter of 5 minutes. I would coach them, break their fear, give them strategies, literally teach them how to do it
that's
in a
amazing.
matter of 5 minutes. And I still did not know that I was coaching them. I still did not know it was called business coaching, because that's how I live my whole life.
Yeah.
If you come to me,
So do you remember that point in your life where you were sitting there coaching? Because I mean, doing wedding dresses, like I used to do wedding cakes, you know what I'm saying? And that was like, I mean, no bride gets their picture done next to like the salmon, but like their wedding dress and the wedding cake, like those are the two things you cannot mess up for a bride. You know what I'm saying? And like the
no,
wedding dress is even higher than the wedding cake. So
I
like I
know. And
applaud you
I
on
was
that
not
for sure. So how
I
did
was
you
not
know
just
when,
selling a wedding dress, I tell you. It
yeah,
was emotions and everything,
oh
the whole
girl,
pack.
yes.
And I end up even designing the theme and everything are just incredible. There's so many stories. I could talk all day long with you.
Yes, I know, I know. We're already
We have
like,
to do
we're
we have to do
kindred
an encore.
sisters anyway, and now we've got like all that. Yeah.
We have to
Dealing
do
with
an
the brides.
encore on that.
I love that. So, like, okay, so when you were there and these brides would come in and you'd go through that, and then you'd end up coaching them or coaching friends. Do you remember that moment when you were like, this is actually my calling now? Like, I mean, it's always been your calling, but really to actually bring Three Hearts like global. Do you remember when you were just
Oh
thinking about it and
no.
you were like, I have got to make this like shift and like put this
No.
company
Like I
together, get a
said,
logo?
no. Like I said, if I was thinking in such a way,
Yeah.
right? It wouldn't be where it is today. It wouldn't be the same.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was really much just me go about living my life. You know,
Right.
nowadays I call it the modern language, right? These days we go, oh, that's my calling. But I lived that my whole life.
Right.
There
Right.
was no, so it wasn't an external
So you were
term for
already
that.
kind of doing it. So then you thought,
I
I'll just
just
call
live,
it
I just go about
coaching and
my
then I'll
life.
just
That
write
was
a
just
book and
me.
then I'll just like kind of keep it. Okay. Okay.
I'm
I
just,
don't really,
I'm really, I'm
you're like,
really
no,
much
really. And I'm like,
going,
well, usually there's like a trip, but you're like, no, actually, it
no.
literally flowed like butter, you know?
This
But
is
you know what
why,
I
this
think it
is,
is? Sorry, is because you're so intuitive, you know, and
mm, mm,
you're like, you know, obviously your whole life is about connecting people and you love people. So you were just
mm.
so intuitive that you just, it just kind of like, I see what you're saying. It was just kind of effortless. You just kind of went with the flow. And this
Yes.
is where you happen to be. So, with our audience listening right now,
Mm,
what are
mm.
some tips that you can give them as far as going forward in their work and, you know, just staying intuitive? Because, you know, all that we do here, because we're on the series of how to heal naturally, this is the holiday edition. So we're just so excited about that. And you're already in your red festive. I love it. You know, what are some tips that you can give our audience on just moving forward with just even just the mindset with their dreams and their goals during the season?
Yeah. I know we both are really passionate and we talk really fast. So I'm going to slow down a little bit to answer your question. Get out to nature. Okay. That's my short answer, because I know so far that I've been doing the long answer. For people who want just the short answer, get out to nature.
Yeah.
Okay. To answer your question properly. So it wasn't like, let's create these and make it commercial. It was nothing like that, right?
Mm.
My whole life, it just go about follow, it just go with the flow. Go with the flow. That's why it's follow your heart, follow your dreams. So I
Yeah.
keep following my heart, right? My heart tells me, say for example, right? Oh, I feel inspired, that I opened the bridal shop, and I'll tell you more background stories, right? Because I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I didn't even have any new clothes.
Oh,
It was
wow.
always hand me down. I will share with you a picture in a minute, right? But let me just answer your question so that I get the give you the answer. I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I had nothing, right?
Okay.
Growing up, all I want was a dress. I didn't even know what a Western dress looked like. You know, I was in Vietnam. I didn't have color TV or anything, right? That stayed with me. So after I come to Sydney, Australia, I kept that dream. I still had that dream. That's why I follow my heart, follow my dream, not somebody else, not the world's expectations, not the society's expectation, or somebody tell me what I should do, but I remember what I like in my heart. Yeah. So I studied fashion design. Eventually, I opened the bridal shop, right? It was like that. It was one thing after another, right? It was like, and then when I helped the bride, it wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm doing coaching. No, it was just really much, it was a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what they asked me. This is what I know. And so I share. So it was that natural because when you have a heart of serving and for the benefit of others, you don't think so commercially.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, let me set this up, let me launch it properly, and then it's all commercial thinking. It wasn't like that. It was really very organically, very natural and intuitive. It was a lot heart to heart connection. That's why it's the three hearts, right? You ask me a question, I answer the way I know. And the way I know was so simple to start the business. I give you an example. Okay. Let me just give it to you. Anybody who's listening that want to go into yoga, this was story. This was a story. I'm gonna slow down. I speak so fast sometimes. I'm gonna slow down. Okay. What happened was that this is in 2001, 22 years ago. 22 years ago in Sydney, we did not have that many South African, native South African in Sydney yet at the time, 22 years ago. At the time, my bride was from South Africa and she has dark skin and she wasn't very slim either. She was like a bit of a bigger size. She said, Linda, I hope if that bride happened to listen, I hope you don't mind me sharing the story because it's so beautiful. So Linda, I want to start teaching yoga, but I'm afraid of being judged. Now, making a disclaimer, I am sharing only for the benefit of everyone, okay? So I'm sure the bride who hear it, she'll be so proud, right? That we're helping more people, right? She was so concerned. I don't know what the Australian going to think of me, right? I'm not Australian. I'm not super slim. So, but that's what I want to do. What did Linda say? Easy peasy. Well, I didn't say easy peasy, but in my head, it was easy peasy. So I said, this is what you do. Because back then it was pre-internet, it was pre-YouTube, pre-Facebook. You know, it was still really, it was really basic back then, right? Create a flyer, piece of paper, just write down your date, the time, the cost. Simple.
Right.
Back then we don't even use profile photo like these days. These days selfies everywhere, right? Back then we don't even do that, right?
Yes.
Just three things: your date, your time, your cost.
Yeah.
Right? And the place, four things. Okay. I suggested her go to hire a school hall, a local school hall. Back then it's very easy. You can hire a school hall for $50, right? And the school will appreciate the extra cash, you know.
True.
Hire a school hall for $50, do your flyer, pin it to all the local neighborhoods posts, you know, the traffic light posts. We were allowed to do that back then.
Wow.
Right.
Yes.
Give it to all the neighborhood, you know, put in the
You're
home
right. There were
letterbox.
little
Yeah.
flyers everywhere. You're
Yeah,
right. I
yeah,
remember that.
and you can put in the home letterbox, right? Do the
Yes.
flyer around. Yeah.
You're right.
So whoever look at it, I like yoga. I can make it that time. I can afford it. Make it very cheap, $5, $15, whatever you feel it's okay for you. Simple as that. You show up, right? You do the best you can. If they like it, they naturally will come back.
Yeah.
If they don't, then too bad. But you've tried it. You made it happen. If you don't try it, you will sit and you hum and hum for the rest of your life.
Right. Right.
It was that simple.
Yes.
It was really that simple.
Mm.
Sometimes we overthink things.
Yeah.
Sometimes we overthink things. Now, of course, these days are a little bit more complicated with the online world, right? With COVID happens, with all these more legalities, right? Back then, 22 years ago, we didn't have that much legal, right? We didn't have
True.
the
True.
complicated
Yes.
system. Yes. So it was like that. It was in a matter of 5 minutes, I coached her in. Now, even though I said that's 22 years ago, couple of years ago, I was at the conference, right? This lady, this is now the modern day, right? 22 years later, right?
22 years later. I know. We're like, what
22
happened?
ladies,
Yeah.
right? This other lady, she started aromatherapy, very, very related to your field. Everybody here, very related, right? She's starting a aromatherapy oil business. I was at a conference. I was one of the panel speakers. And she came to my table. She was really excited. She asked me the question. The minute she finished asking the question, I already gave her the answer simultaneously. It was that fast because I felt her. I was in tune with her as she was thinking, as she was talking. She said, Linda, I started this aromatherapy oil business, but I'm so nervous. I can't sleep at nighttime. I said, why? Because there's this big doTERRA company. And I said, stop. So you don't have to. And I said, why would you, a solopreneur, just start compared to someone like Costco?
Right. Yes.
Why would you do that? Stop. You don't have to. So I gave her the permission to stop comparing. She doesn't need to measure up to that level. Just go and do your thing. And she was like, oh my God, Linda, and I have the photo with her. She go, oh my God, Linda, I have been losing sleep over this. Thank you so much. Now, did she have to schedule an appointment? No. Did she pay for me? No. It was like that. It was me going in the intuitive flow. Whoever I go, wherever I go, if people really talk to me, they often find the answers.
Yes.
They often do. And the minute they say to me, Linda, help me, we have amazing transformations happen.
Love it. I love it. And I love that like what I'm feeling from you is exactly like what you're talking about. Like that's what we do. We overthink and it paralyzes us. And it's like we don't even go to the next step. And so I love those stories about, the oil girl starting her company and how you're so right. It's like we compare ourselves and we make it so overcomplicated. And then even with the yoga, it's
Yoga.
like, how amazing is it where it sounds simple, but honestly, it's supposed to be as simple as that. And that's what I love about you is it's like you empower us just to go for it and not make it so complicated. I
have
love that.
so many readers become published authors after reading my book. And they
bet.
didn't even have to pay me to work with me. And that includes academics. I have someone tell me, Linda, I have 5 degrees.
Wow.
I have 5 degrees, right? And I'm also a coordinator for the curriculum at the university. She wanted to write this book, but she didn't have enough confidence to go forth with it until she know my story. And my story is that I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I didn't have anything. I didn't even have color pencils.
Wow.
I came to Sydney, Australia at the age of 15 without a word of English.
Wow.
Not one word. And growing up here, I was constantly told you English writing is terrible. The grammar is horrible. But did it stop me from writing the book?
Right.
No. And now the book has helped so many people.
Yeah.
And extended to Three Hearts Vision and Mission.
Yeah.
And it's just, so that's why my message is follow your heart, follow your dreams.
Right. And I love that because it's like you're with your story, that's what you are. It's like, you're like, if I can do this, if I can come from Vietnam in the conditions that I did, and then come over to Australia at 15 and have to learn. And then not only that, but then hearing the lies around you saying you can't do it, you're not going to make it. And so you really had to go within to really. Now, I have a question for you. Did you have to fight through that emotion, or did you just silence the negativity because you were so secure on your calling that you were just like, your opinion, I'm flowing this way, you know what I mean? Was it more like that?
Yes,
You
yes.
just
So you did ask me earlier, the question was, how do you do it? It's turn inwards, okay?
yeah.
So in my book, I share, you tune out the outside noise. You gotta tune out in order to tune in.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
So
good.
just
Yes.
remember, you gotta tune out in order to tune in. Tune out of the critics, of the noise, of the white noise, and tune in to yourself, into your higher self. That's
That's
what
amazing.
I share in the book, right? And in order to do that, just go out to nature. Just keep going out to nature.
Yes.
And to answer your question, it wasn't like this is my calling. It wasn't like that. Like I said, to me, this is like the modern term, right? These days we use that a lot. But long time ago, I did not know those terms.
Mhm.
I did not know there's a separate calling as such. This is just me. Remember, I grew up this way. I grew up with this DNA, this way of life. So therefore, it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to listen to my calling. It wasn't like that. But it was exactly what you said. I was very solid in my
Mhm,
emotions.
mhm, mhm,
I
mhm.
was very secure in my emotions because of my incredible mom.
Yeah.
I have to credit mom more than dad, right? Because back then, especially in the Eastern world, moms are the one who look after kids at home, and dads are the hunters, right?
Yeah.
Now, I respect them both. I think they both are incredible. I call my dad my amazing hero dad, right? But when you are little, unless your father, you're the father who is the home carer, then naturally you have more impact and influence on your children. But for me, it was my mother, right? She
Mhm, mhm,
really
mhm.
provided this such solid, secure feeling
Yeah.
in me that I was able to ignore the criticism, even when I was
Oh,
told your writing is terrible, your grammar is horrible. I was able to ignore it instead of feel hurt and pain
yeah.
that would crushes me and say, what am I think, how am I going to write the book? There's no way I could do it. I could feel that easily. But because I was so secure in my emotions, I was able to understand that that's just their opinion.
Okay.
I was able to so-called block it and park it. I love the word parking. I
I
have a
love that.
strategy that I teach. Yeah. And so I was able to tune into myself, to keep following my heart, to keep following my dreams. So that's why my one sentence is follow your heart, follow your dreams.
Yes.
And that's what I was doing. It wasn't like, oh, this is my calling. I'm going to go out and do this. It wasn't because I don't believe you can do that at such a young age. You know what I mean? You
Mm,
will face so much challenges. Am I good enough? You will face a lot of confidence challenge.
mhm.
Who am I to think to do that? But it was complete opposite. It was a lot like, this is what I feel. This is what I need to do. I heard of the two kids who took their own life due to cyberbullying. I feel so sad that I sit here and I could not stop my tears.
Yeah.
And because of that I took action.
Mm.
And that's when I decided to publish the book. And the minute I decided to publish the book, the vision came. I think quite creatively with visuals. And I keep thinking that we need to have connection hubs all around the world, because if we have safe space for people to share, those two children might still be here.
Mm.
And that's exactly why I took action and launched Three Hearts. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like a commercial purpose. To this date, I still serve Three Hearts for free. It's been 4 years and we've transformed lives.
That's beautiful.
So I just want to articulate that it wasn't, I keep using the word modern way because I feel like that's the only way I could articulate
Yeah.
it, right? Because I come from the Eastern world. I do feel like it's long, long time ago, right? Because
Right.
I was born
Right.
at the end of Vietnam War. So it was a lot of organically, intuitively, heartfelt. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
when we care about another human being, whether they're our family or not, you kind of have this, now I'm going to call it the calling. I'm feeling it so strongly. You do feel that calling, even though I never think of that word. You do feel that drive to take action. You just have to do it. It's like you cannot not do it. If you know something, you cannot do it.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm. Good.
It's like
Yeah.
I know something, and if I don't share the book, I feel so selfish that I can't just be for my kids.
Yeah.
It's like you are being lead
Mhm,
into
mhm.
this greater leadership
Yeah.
that I never thought I had, you know? when
Yeah.
you really have this basis, this foundation of truth, of integrity,
Yes.
truth, integrity, and true love for the universal love, it's so greater, it's so much greater than yourself.
Yeah.
That's why the third heart is love and connection for the universe.
I love
I
that.
share in my book that when you think about everybody else, you are so much bigger and you're no longer yourself.
Yeah.
You are one with the universe
I
and
love
you
that.
become so much bigger. And
Yes.
suddenly, this little Linda, if you could let me share the screen, I'll show you this little
Yeah.
girl. Suddenly, this little girl is now able to share her love with the world. Sorry, can you give me the permission?
Oh, I'm not I don't know how to do that exactly.
Oh, that's okay. So
Okay.
in a share screen, you just click on the share. You know
Okay.
where the share screen is?
I've no, I'm literally my tech
Okay,
person
stay
sets
with
this up
me.
for me.
Stay with
Sorry.
me. Everybody learn with us. Stay with me. So at the bottom, you got the mic, you got the video, and you got the participant and the chat. And right in the middle is a share screen, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah. If you click on that, and you can click allow participant to share.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Cool. Okay. No, it hasn't allowed me yet.
Okay.
Let's try one more time. If you click share screen and click on allow
I did
participant.
multiple can
Yes,
share. Okay.
yes, yes. Wonderful. Yay. See, everybody's learning with us. Wow. There you go. Okay. This was little Linda in Vietnam.
Oh, so sweet. Look at you. And you're over in Vietnam.
Yes. So
Oh.
I consider this the most embarrassing photo on planet Earth because she still have the pacifier in her mouth at such an age.
Oh, I think
but
it's beautiful. I love it.
but as young as she was, you can see as young as I was at that age, under 5, I was already a thinker. I was always a thinker. I was always worrying about other people when I was growing up.
Yes.
That's why I was told, stop being a worrywart.
Oh,
So
that's
I
so
guess the
sweet.
reason why I share this photo is that if we stay with ourselves, right? If we only
Mhm.
think about ourselves, this is how little I will forever be.
Right. Oh, that's
But
good.
because I stepped out of myself, I was able to share my love and connection with other people, with the world. Your love and that energy had transformed me to be able to share with the world. Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Yes, for sure. Very
So
powerful.
yeah, it's very powerful. So if anybody's watching, listening, I really, really encourage you to embrace the three
Mm.
hearts way of life.
Yes.
Just remember three hearts: love and connection for ourselves, love and connection for each other, and love and connection for the universe.
I love that. I
And this
love that.
was my bridal shop in Sydney in
Oh, there's your bridal
2001.
shop. Oh my goodness, I love it. Oh,
I
gorgeous.
designed everything from the logo to the floorboard to everything. I designed it all myself.
Gorgeous. I love that. Achieving dream. Yes, just going for it. That is
Yes.
beautiful.
This was me in Alaska 25 years ago.
Look at
I was
you. Oh,
so this is
so
me walking across
fun.
the red carpet, crossing the Arctic Circle. I was
Oh,
so
wow.
cold with parkers and all, and look at these kids. They like, it's our most
Yeah, it
beautiful
looks a
day
little
of the
chilly for
year.
sure. Oh, what an adventure. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is
Yes,
so great. Oh, I love it.
I have been teaching in all different settings. I teach hand embroidery to teach children self-empowerment, mindset, but
Oh,
through embroidery is very
yes.
powerful. I
Oh,
didn't have color pencils when I came to Sydney, when I was in Vietnam. So when I came to Australia, the first time I saw art gallery, I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? How do artists do it? So eventually I did art. This is my first exhibition.
oh,
It was
wow.
selected
Oh,
as the
my
main
goodness.
centerpiece.
Very
I
creative.
participated in more awards. I won the awards and I participated in more.
Oh,
And in 2016, my self-portrait was selected for the finalist for the Women's Art Prize.
oh,
And I named it
amazing.
I Met Her.
Oh, I love this. Yeah,
So my book has achieved #1 bestseller in Australia, in Canada, in UK, #5 in US,
I
making
love
it
that.
#1 international bestseller. And I received a medal for that. And this year I received another medal and a trophy as well.
Oh, this year
So
as
to be
well.
this year as well, I haven't add that photo in. And to be
Yes.
thinking at, when I had nothing, didn't know a word of English when I came to Australia, but to receive a medal, it's been
Yeah,
really, really humbling.
I love it.
Prior to COVID, the book sales proceeds go to help over 1,000 students in Uganda, over 120 teachers.
Oh,
And this is
wow.
in Uganda alone. I have help in Australia and other places as well.
Nice. I love it.
This is at the Positive Congress, Positive Psychology Congress, World Congress, Positive
Mm.
Psychology. I'm so excited when I'm talking to you
No,
because
I do.
our
I know.
energy
I'm
feed off
excited
each
too.
other.
This is so great.
Because you're excited and so
Well,
I'm
it's so
getting excited.
empowering because it's like you're showing us that we can do it. Like, don't think small. I love that.
No,
You're
don't
not,
think
and
so.
you can whatever you put your mind to. I love this.
My book was published in 2017. 2 years later, this conference theme was called Connection. 2 years later,
Wow, that is amazing.
over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every single lecture you attend, it was about connection and happiness.
Oh wow,
The
beautiful.
scientists told us that they spent over 30 years to study and test. Whereas for me, I lived it, witnessed it, experienced it over 40 years before I wrote the book. It was incredible. It was epic. And the whole conference, 1,600 scholars, I was the only one holding the book Connection, the Currency to Happiness.
Wow, that's incredible.
This is
That's
this is
incredible.
this is Dr. Martin Seligman. It was such an epic event.
Yes,
Not many people could stand next to him for the whole night long. It was really, really humbling.
powerful. So good.
And these Three Hearts has many heartwarming stories, but I just want to highlight particularly this one.
Mm.
Barbara is incredible, glass artist and teacher, right? She even has her artwork in the White House. It's really incredible. And we have incredible people in our community. She said, Linda, all my life, I was able to just tell me what to do, what to achieve, I get it done. But
Mm.
I've never had a chance to learn about myself until I come to Three Hearts. And
Yes.
Three Hearts has challenged me to think and be more than what I thought I was.
Oh wow, powerful. No,
So one of my favorite saying is never, ever underestimate the power in you.
oh, that's so good. That's
This
so
little girl born at the end of the Vietnam War was now featured on the top authors magazine in the front cover.
yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. That is so empowering. And I love that you just, you went out and you chose to live this life to be able to give hope to those who really need it, to want, and then, for them to really know that they can do it no matter what their circumstances. That is
No matter
amazing.
what, you can do it. You can do it. Life is really a choice. Now, hasn't been easy? No. I wrote my book with tears and awe. I sit here, I was like typing with tears, like every single chapter, I thought of a specific group of people.
Yeah.
When I write about the part about family, I thought about all the children who don't have parental love,
Mm. Yes.
It's like every chapter was like heart and soul and tears. And editing was the most difficult part of writing a book, I can tell you.
I bet.
So
Yes.
now I do help other professionals write their book to tell their story or to position themselves as the expert in their field.
That is
So yeah,
wonderful.
I love helping everyone. So each part of my journey, whatever I do, I'm able to turn it into a gift to pass it on. You
Yes.
know, when I first started, coaching, I
Mhm.
actually started with link coaching in 2016. So
Okay.
what happened is that after I achieved all of my dreams, I then become a full-time parent, right? But when I was a full-time parent, I was always helping other parents to enjoy the parenting journey. And then one day, when my daughter was in grade 3, it was like, okay, she's not a baby anymore. I can reinvent myself. What do I do? It suddenly just emerged itself that all I've been doing was helping other people to achieve their goals.
Right.
And that's when I discovered it's called life coaching. So
Yes.
that's when I flew to America to train as a professional life coach and come back, offer parenting coaching.
Oh, wow.
But
Nice.
very soon, because the parents who does business, who has business, we talk about business strategies because I had the bridal shop before. And very soon we talk about leadership because as a parent, right, we lead our children and I've been able to lead my life, right?
Mhm.
When we can lead ourselves, we can lead others. And so very quickly it kept expanding, right? It was expanding to parent, to business mindset, leadership. So now I focus on self leadership because it is so powerful, right?
Yes.
My message is that when we can lead ourselves well, we can lead our business well, our family, our courses, and that's what I help leaders do. I help coaches, healers, professional. I have been so humble to help even professors at university, dean from university. I help people from all walks of life.
I
The
love that.
youngest is 5 and 7 years old. They were afraid to get into an ice skating rink. I played games with them in a matter of 5 minutes. I got them in. Years later, they train, they compete. Now they moved to Sweden. And over there, every winter, the city, you don't walk, you skate. So
Right.
not only I give them a skill to break their fear, but they also have a lifelong skill now to live their everyday life. I
Nice.
have friends beyond 80 years old. I have helped professors, change makers, captain,
Yes.
Captain Future as well. His name is Captain Future. So basically, if anytime anyone come to Linda and say, Linda, I want to talk to you, I need your help with this, I've been able to do it.
That's wonderful. I love
Why?
it.
Because you're committed. As soon as you're committed, come to me, I'll be able to help.
I love that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Now, I know that you had already, this is like so generous, just sharing this and giving us all these techniques and just guidance and all of that. What would you, I know that there was also a free gift that you wanted to give our audience. And it was the chapter in your book. What, do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So if you come to my website,
Okay.
lindaduong.com.au, we can share that in the notes.
Yep. We'll
So
have that down for everyone. Yep.
lindaduong.com.au. You can actually get the free introductory chapter of my
Mm,
book.
so sweet.
And with that, a PhD church elder and coach and school teacher have been able to just read that and go on and make this incredible video with fires and all to encourage his tribe to live with purpose.
That's
It was so amazing. It was so powerful. I wish I kept a copy of that video. It was literally
oh,
with fire and all. He just read that chapter and it was enough for him to go forth and create that video to encourage other people to live their purpose.
that is
And so
beautiful.
I hope that it served you. But if you like to get the book, it is on Amazon. It is on Amazon in over 13 countries, yeah. So, and if you want to stay in touch, email me, Linda at lindaduong, duong.com.au. Connect with me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and just share with me. Just let me know that you hear us from Chef Gailyn's show so that I know.
Yes, yes. Well,
And if anybody would like to invite me to speak at your events as well, just let me know as well. I have spoken, in Mexico, in San Diego, in wherever before COVID. Now it's a lot on Zoom.
no,
Now it's a lot on Zoom. Yes.
I love that. Okay, how do I don't know. Is the screen still up? Because okay, there we go. Oh, there we are. Okay. Yes. No, thank you so much for sharing that. And I love the visuals that you had right there for us. It was extremely powerful. And even just giving us the free offer of the first chapter of the book and then being able to go on Amazon and get all the other content and getting that from you. And so, audience, I just want to say to you, you are not alone in your journey. And that is why Dr. Linda and I are here and we're collaborating together to put that out there. So do not hesitate today, if this has resonated with your soul, what you put out is what you attract, and what you're seeking is seeking you. This is for you. And so we're just inviting you just to come join us, to link arms, 3 hearts all the way. Dr. Linda, thank you again so much for being here. You have been such a blessing. All that you've poured into us has been so above and beyond we could ever think or imagine. And I just am so grateful that your vision is so huge that this just feels like the tip of the iceberg, even though you have so much that you've already done. It's like I can see your passion and how far this can go. Thank you so much.